Hello, welcome to the first of the icon diaries, and in this video I'll start to paint an icon of Joseph of Arimathea. In subsequent videos I'll talk more about Joseph of Arimathea, but this is the image that I chose. I liked the composition, so this will be the model for this icon. From that model, I did this sketch on paper to compose what will eventually be on the panel. And here is that panel ready for painting. It is pine. It has been covered with linen and gesso. And I begin by putting a center line down the middle of the panel, and with yellow ochre and water I start to sketch in, looking mainly at the sketch that I did on my working pad, where I composed what I was planning to fit onto the panel, but I'm also looking at the model, the photo of the red and blue Joseph of Arimathea. Didn't particularly like the colours. I'm going to change the colours, but I'm really happy with the composition. So with this yellow ochre and water, I'm just blocking in where it's all going to fit together. Because it's only pigment and water, it wipes off very easily. You can make mistakes and fix them more easily than if you're putting the egg tempera in at this stage. There's an example of making a mistake and fixing it up. The proportions are very important, otherwise it will just look weird. So I had measured up with a pencil and ruler and a pair of compasses the dimensions of the head, particularly placing the head and then dividing it into four so that the eyes go in the middle of the head and the nose is 1/4 length of the head. There's also a mark a head length down from the chin to mark the middle of the chest. Now I have added the egg tempera to the yellow ochre, and even though it's the same, exactly the same pigment, just check that those eyes are the proper distance apart. As soon as you add the egg, you get a much more defined colour. You can see it's slightly darker, easier to see. And at this stage we're starting to shape up how the face will look in the first instance. Again, I keep looking back to the sketch that I originally did. Make sure that beard is going to look okay. Got to be mindful of where the chin is, even though the chin won't appear in the eventual painting. We've got to know where it is. Hands are some of the least favourite things for me to paint. I just have great difficulty in getting hands to look like hands. Faces are much easier. This is this folded shroud that is in this icon. And Joseph of Arimathea is noted in the Bible for having claimed the body of Jesus after his crucifixion and buried him in his own tomb. And so this icon has the saint holding the shroud that he will bury Christ with. And more mistakes. Not happy with the way the shoulders are falling. Sometimes that can just be wiped away. Sometimes it needs sandpaper to make the correction. Now that far shoulder is looking much more like the near shoulder, so happier with that. Go back to the face, put in eyebrows and where the hairline is. Starting to put some of the shading in to make this two-dimensional figure look more three-dimensional. Many ancient icons look more two-dimensional, but modern icons do have more moulding, more shaping. Now I'm doing more shading because all of this is going to be covered with other paint. We need to be able to, I want to be able to see the main features that I've put in. So using a darker pigment, this time a burnt umber, quite a dark red brown colour. We start to get some of the folds in the garments. It's one of the beauties of the ancient costumes is that they have these lovely folds and swirls, and they make for really nice lines and curves and shadings. At this stage, we're putting in where the shadows are, and the shadows are falling behind fabrics. So to make sure that fabrics that are to the fore are lighter, the shadows that are to the back get some dark burnt umber. Well, for now, that's pretty much all I want to show you, and we'll, in the next video, look at some more exciting adventures.